This is The Great Expanse by John Bap 426 here on YouTube. It's always a pleasure to record these videos, to upload them, to edit them, to make sure we got everything. All the I's are dotted, all the lowercase J's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. Because I want to give you the best videos possible. I want us to grow. I want us to expand from when we started just over a year. Less than a year ago in August. Okay. So hopefully there's growth, okay? Not a growth, as in a large pussy okay. You get the idea, okay, of what kind of growth I'm talking about. Because the growth I want is healthy growth, okay? And again, I don't want to be in the groove of doing something mediocre and people come to it and go, okay, this is the best this guy has, let's support him. I want to grow. I want to reach a certain pinnacle, and I want the audience and people that aren't familiar with this channel to see it at the right moment so that we can explode or expand. It's in the name. Now, if you've liked the videos that you've seen thus far, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Share these videos with other people that you know that like comic book related stuff as much as you do. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. All, not personalized or the one underneath, but all, so the next time a new video is dropped, you'll know about it second. I'll know about it voice. One red champ. All right, we have some DCU news to talk about, and I don't really know if it's news, but the headline jumped off the screen. The website is The Direct, and here's the headline. DC's rebooted Superman movie gets promising update amid DCU's slate delay concerns. Now, maybe I've been out of the loop, but I didn't know there were any delays coming up, or projected or forecasted. So this will be news to me, okay, and hopefully it'll be news to you too. The author is Jennifer McDonough, okay? The writer's strike kicked off. I did hear about a writer's strike, but I didn't really read into it, okay? The writer's strike kicked off in earnest on Tuesday morning, leaving many productions up in the air. But will 2025's Superman Legacy be delayed? James Gunn's much anticipated Superman reboot movie has been in its pre-production phase for a few weeks. Sounds good. Meanwhile, the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers were not able to reach an agreement for a new contract this week, resulting in a much-publicized strike on the part of the writers. Until the strike is resolved, which will happen when the two sides come to an agreement, no member of the Guild is permitted to do any writing work for studios. Naturally, this will throw Hollywood into chaos, but it seems James Gunn remained prepared. Superman Legacy likely not affected by writer's strike, so we'll see why. According to the WRAP, director James Gunn turned in his first draft of the screenplay for Superman Legacy last week, just days before the Writers Guild of America went on strike. The film is currently in the process of casting its characters and won't start filming until the first quarter of 2024. This would mean that the movie will most likely go into production unhindered by the strike, depending on how long it takes. How long it lasts. I'm sorry, I made that word up. Takes, not on here. However, other DC Studios productions could indeed be impacted. Recently announced projects such as Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and The Authority, while currently without publicly known release dates, could have their production timelines delayed if the strike were to go on for a lengthy amount of time. How long will the strike last? Of course, as is the case with strikes, they could last a matter of weeks or much longer, like a few months. But the WGA, Writers Guild of America, sees it as a necessary step for these writers who are responsible for scripting the content that is loved by so many to be paid what they deem they're worth. The last WGA strike occurred in 2007 and lasted 100 days. Okay? This strike impacted dozens of TV shows and feature films and ultimately cost Hollywood over $1 billion. $1 billion! Before that, there was a strike in 1988, which went on for a whopping 22 weeks. But then, just 3 years earlier, another writer's strike lasted only 2 weeks. Basically, it's anyone's guess as to how long the 2023 strike could ultimately run, and it's highly probable that DC's output will be affected. Films that have already completed filming, like The Flash and Blue Beetle, will release unscathed as they're already in post-production. The same goes for the final season of Titans on HBO Max. Anything else? No, that's it. That is all. Okay, I'm sorry. There's one last line. And we already know this because I have it memorized. Superman Legacy arrives in theaters on July 11th, 2025. And that is the article. Concerning the writers' strike, I don't know why people do not want to pay people what they're worth. I mean, are they minimizing the worth of writers? I mean, without writers, you don't have anything. You just have a whole bunch of actors and production assistants and people running into each other with nothing to say. Because there are no words written. Now, I'm pretty sure that the heads of these studios aren't exactly balking at the idea of not receiving a bonus. Kevin Tsuchihara, who sped up production of Justice League in 2017, I think, with the Joss Whedon version. And that movie was a mess. I liked it, but it was a mess. Because he wanted the bonus. Hollywood, pay the writers, please. Pay them what they're worth. Now, if they're writing garbage, I'm gonna call out a name here. If we're denying money to Jeff Loveness for writing Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Secret Wars, yay! But that's just one person that shouldn't have a writing job for Marvel's Cinematic Universe. And yes, I'm being blatant with it. He shouldn't have a job, okay? Should he be poor? Should he be broke? Should he be destitute? Should he be on Skid Row? No. But he shouldn't be a part of the MCU as a Rick and Morty writer, writing for live-action comic book movie fare. F-A-R-E. So, Hollywood, this is why George Lucas wanted nothing to do with Hollywood. This is why the first 6 Star Wars films stand on their own, because they don't have any corporate overlords. And George Lucas had to navigate the asteroid field of production tampering and just stupidity of Fox Studios back in the 70s and 80s. And he wound up in a great position that will never be attained again. Okay? Because the studios are never going to have that happen again. You should watch George Lucas, Robert Redford, and Leonard Maltin's video. It's a must-watch. And George Lucas talked about just how the studios always wanted to cut his movies. They wanted to shave 5 minutes off just for the sake of doing it. And they told him just because they can. And George Lucas says, hey, I'm going to make my own movies. So what we need is a lot less Hollywood oversight, a lot less corporate gargoyles perched on the studios, watching everything, just being a nuisance. We just really need people with money to make movies. People that love to do it. Okay? People whose heart and soul is invested in characters like Batman, and invested in characters like Luke Skywalker, Iron Man, the X-Men. Like, Hollywood has no heart. Okay? Can we just come out and say that? Hollywood has no heart. So they don't care. All they want to do is make money for their shareholders. That's it. They want to make money for the institution of Hollywood. We don't care about Hollywood. We only care about the movies. So we need more independent writers. We need more fan films. We need you, the audience, me, the audience, to write, get together with people that have money that can put into production something with quality so that we can enjoy movies and Hollywood can go kick rocks. Seriously. But as far as Superman Legacy goes, up and away. Let's go, Soups. All right. I can't wait to find out who they have cast. I believe James Gunn already has the Superman. Okay? I personally believe that. He's just keeping it under wraps until maybe Blue Beetle is released. Okay, because it says that The Flash and Blue Beetle. I'm sorry, I'm getting a notification. I'll have to call them back. Okay. Because the article says that The Flash and Blue Beetle are already in post-production, so they will not be affected by this strike. But Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom could be affected. So I believe, and I don't know this for a fact because I don't have any Hollywood inside information. I believe that James Gunn is waiting for that period between Blue Beetle, which drops August 18th, I believe, and Aquaman drops December 22nd. I believe in that gap is when the Superman casting will be announced. Okay, or maybe that's common knowledge. I don't know. I'm just going off of how I feel. Okay, so let me know what you think about this article. What do you think about the writer's strike? What do you think about Superman Legacy? How much anticipation do you have for this film? How much anticipation do you have for the James Gunn, Peter Safran DCU reboot? Okay? And maybe I should do a more thorough video about that, about all the movies, the 5 movies, and I believe the 5 series that are going to be released in this partial slate of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. So what did you think? Comment below, please. Oops, I'm sorry, Mr. Brent. I took your job today. I told them where to put their comments, so oh well. David Brent style, that's where they go. Do your part, I'll do my part. Write a dissertation in the comments down there if you need to. All right, so let's get The Great Expanse by John Bet 426 expanding. It's in the name. Up, up, and away. That's how high up I can go. Peace.